GTR.
In this series of video lessons, we'll build strength and technique using finger exercises. The first pattern that we'll look at is called the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. And simply enough, all we use is our 1, 2, 3, and 4 finger. Each finger will own its own fret. The first finger owns its first fret. The second finger owns the second fret. The third finger owns the third fret. And the fourth finger owns the fourth fret. Now, what we're looking at here is what's called positional playing. Right now, because my first finger is in the first fret, that's called the first position. And the second and third and fourth fingers follow suit. If I was right here at the fifth fret with my first finger, that would be the fifth position. So that's all you really need to know for the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. And we're going to start with just using downstrokes. So what it looks like is this. What we do is just play the notes sequentially. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just staying on one string. Then as soon as we complete that, we move up to the next string. Now we go to the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we move up to the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we continue that all the way up to the high E string. Now one thing to look at before we move forward is just a little bit about technique. If you notice, when I played the notes 1, 2, 3, 4, my fingers never left the fretboard. As soon as I play the first note, I dig in. When I play the second note, I dig that in and it doesn't leave. When I put my third finger down, it's anchored in there. So you're applying a little bit of pressure. That means you're building some hand strength right in this area. So by the time you get to your fourth finger, if you're pressing in a little bit, you'll know what I mean. You can actually feel the pressure right here. And another thing to look at too is hand position. If you notice, there's a nice little area of space. I can put my finger right here, and there's a nice little bit of area with my hand up. So that means wherever I'm at, my hand is not going to choke out the strings, so they ring nice and clear. And another thing to look at is my thumb is right here at the lower half of the guitar neck, the lower radius, in a nice comfortable position. So this way you're building good hand technique, you're building hand strength, and you're building coordination between your left hand and your right hand. Of course, right now we're just going to be doing downstrokes, but sooner or later we're going to move into alternate picking. And that way you really build a nice synchronicity between your left hand and right hand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the metronome at 60 beats per minute. And let's just work up from the low string to the high string, playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6th string, 2, 3, 4. 8th string, 2, 3, 4. D string, 2, 3, 4. G string, 2, 3, 4. B string, 2, 3, 4. E string, 2, 3, 4. Now once again, notice my hand positioning. My fingers are up, slightly bent at the knuckles. I've got that nice space right here. My hand is looking nice and comfortable right there for you. If you do this nice and slow and pay attention to your hand positioning and just making sure your notes sound clean, you're ahead of the game. So here's a little bit of extra credit. By the time we went from the low string to the high string and we made it to 1, 2, 3, 4, that's completing the first position, moving from low to high direction. Now we're going to work our way backwards. We're going to work in reverse by saying 4, 3, 2, 1. So that'll look like this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next string, 3, 2, 1. G string, 3, 2, 1. E string, 3, 2, 1. A string, 3, 2, 1. E string, 3, 2, 1. Let's shut this off for a quick second. Now obviously when you're working backwards, 4, 3, 2, 1, you have to leave your fingers off the fretboard. That's kind of a given. But what's kind of cool is if you can think ahead, if you're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1, see if you can actually keep your fingers planted in before time. So kind of get that positioning going where all 4 fingers are dug in on the string before you start. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's going to be kind of impossible just to kind of grab in there and just dig in, but if you can get your fingers targeted and hovering over the string as close as possible, just similar to karate. When you learn karate, they teach you about the less movement equals the greatest energy. So what I mean by that is when you keep your fingers closest to your target area, you're going to get to that note quicker, you're going to spend less energy, and it's going to make your playing a lot more efficient. Okay, with the metronome set to 60 beats per minute, let's now go ahead and complete the entire 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, starting from the low string to the high string. Then we'll work our way down, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way from reverse, from the high E string to the low E string. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A string, 2, 3, 4. B string, 2, 3, 4. G string, 2, 3, 4. B string, 2, 3, 4. E string, 2, 3, 4. Reverse, 4, 3, 2, 1. B string, 3, 2, 1. G string, 3, 2, 1. D string, 3, 2, 1. A string, 3, 2, 1. E string, 3, 2, 1. So in effect, we've actually completed the entire sequence, starting from low, 1, 2, 3, 4, to high, 1, 2, 3, 4, then working our way backwards in time, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. That in itself is a variation of the pattern. You could actually sit there and practice that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could do that in each string. Move that up to the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking it up. 2, 3, 4,